Good morning, and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Sienna Moffett.
And I'm Beta Castro.
With the recent hold and shelter-in-place occasions, many students have been wondering about the differences between the two measures. We go to Emmanuel Omusisi with more.
A few weeks ago, there was a hold lasting for 25 minutes during fourth period. Many students took the confusion of the hold situation to be a threat in our school. Assistant Principal Ashley Sarin explains the confusion students may have with hold.
A hold is when there's a situation on campus but no threat. There's no threat, there's no safety concern, there is nothing like that. But there's a situation that's occurring on campus where we just need to keep the hallways clear. So a hold is less about locking you in to keep you safe, and it's more about having everybody stay put because we need the hallways to be clear.
Ms. Sarin lists one of examples that would show when a hold will take place.
What might put us into a hold is if there's like a medical emergency that's happening, maybe somebody has passed out, or maybe they've got a seizure, or there's some sort of medical emergency, it's happening in the middle of campus. We want to protect that student's privacy and confidentiality. We don't want a bunch of kids just walking around, or we need to make sure there's a clear path for the ambulance to get in or something like that.
Hold has its similarities with shelter in place, staying indoors but classes resuming. The way shelter in place has been designed is different from a hold.
Call it a shelter in place, but that's now been changed to secure. So if you ever hear secure, and we've been on a couple secures, well, at least one that I know of this school year, that's where there is an actual safety concern, but happening out in the community. It's not on campus, but it's close enough to campus that it could easily make its way onto campus.
Thanks, Emmanuel.
In other news, the dual enrollment economics course will be undergoing changes. DE Econ will not be available to students for the foreseeable future due to Sierra College being unable to provide a professor for the course. In the place of college credits, students will instead get elective and personal finance credits towards their diploma.
In other news, bids for senior ball are due today. Applications are available at Student Services and can be turned into the window. Each bid costs $5 plus the current ticket price. And now we go over to Addison Mahon with sports.
Good morning and welcome to this Friday's edition of EOTSN. I'm Addison Mahon. On Tuesday, the RHS baseball team started its first game against Wood Creek. A couple innings in, the rain got too strong and the game had to be delayed to the next day. This did not matter for the Tigers, who would win the game in walk-off fashion thanks to Wood Creek walking Logan Lochner with the bases loaded. Softball has also been putting in the work as they mercy ruled River Valley 14-4 on Tuesday. Genevieve Goldsworth went 4-for-4 with 3 RBIs, and 3 other Tigers went 3-for-4 from the plate.
Well, recently we've been doing really good. We've been having a lot of wins. I think our team chemistry has been working really well. We're stringing together a lot of hits, and our defense is pretty solid.
And in other sports news, many RHS sports are coming to an end, including both of Roseville's undefeated teams for the season. Boys lacrosse fell to De La Salle in the first round of the playoffs, who is the best lacrosse team in California. In Roseville's second year of having an official lacrosse program, the boys went undefeated to secure a spot in the playoff bracket with the best teams in California. Stunt season also came to an end last weekend as they fell in the semifinals round of sections. Just like boys lacrosse, Stunt went completely undefeated in the regular season and took home a league banner when it was all said and done.
I think it meant a lot because it's going to be helpful for future stunt teams, because I think this will encourage a lot more people to join the stunt team, and it's just like we worked so hard to get to where we were, so it meant a lot to everybody to see our success paying off.
Today, baseball concludes their regular season at home with the senior night versus Wood Creek. Track and field also has the CVC finals at Bella Vista. No game action tomorrow, and on Monday, boys golf has the Sac Joaquin Section D2 tournament. And that's all on your home for Roseville High School sports, top plays, breakdowns, and more. Eye of the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
Thanks, Addie. Since Avengers Endgame, Marvel has received a ton of flack for the project they put out. And to be fair, when you release movies like Eternals and shows like She-Hulk, you 100% deserve the hate. When Marvel dropped Wakanda Forever back in November, myself and others started to get the feeling that Marvel was getting its mojo back. Well, last night I had the opportunity to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I can say with 100% confidence that Marvel is back, baby. With James Gunn set to take over DC's on-screen stuff, this was his final project for Marvel, and he made sure to leave the viewers with a memorable one. The way you would go from tearing up because you are watching something so tragic to laughing because of the great comedic timing is something that is a rare find in movies, but was perfect in Guardians 3. Somehow, with as many different characters as there were in the movie, every character got their own moments to shine. The one character that I feel this movie dove into the most, though, was Rocket. Over the course of the MCU, Rocket has been consistently against talking about his backstory and how he became who he is. This movie, we finally get the full picture, and it was awesome. This background with Rocket is closely intertwined with the villain of this movie, the High Evolutionary. The High Evolutionary is a mad scientist who has devoted his life into perfecting the perfect species. He has created worlds, colonies, and entire civilizations and views himself as a god. You know those villains that as you watch the movie you go, hey, this guy might actually have a point. The High Evolutionary is not one of those villains. Throughout the course of this movie, you will find yourself wanting to hurt this man through the screen. Actor Chukwudi Iwuji does an awesome job portraying the High Evolutionary, and he really plays a huge part into why this movie is so good. Guardians Volume 3 also introduces Adam Warlock into the MCU, who has the potential to become the most powerful individual in the entire MCU. This movie does a great job setting up his arc for the future. I thought Drax and Mantis were really funny in this movie, the Star-Lord Gamora dynamic was interesting, and how can you not love Swole Groot or Cosmo, the Russian space dog that can move stuff with her mind? It's crazy. Overall, this movie is exactly what we wanted in the conclusion to this trilogy. It's sad, it's funny, it's action-packed, and I can confidently say this is the best project since Avengers Endgame and the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie. If you're on the fence, I promise you the $15 for this movie is well worth it. And if you see the movie and spoil it for others, your mother does not love you. And now I go back to news.
With new coaches and many graduating seniors, the dance team is working to revamp the team and prepare for upcoming auditions. We go to Carter Maldonado with the story.
Coming up on May 9th and 10th are dance team auditions. The auditions will be held in the dance room from 3:30 to 6:30.
You know, dance is, definitely an expression of yourself, and it's really fun for the students to express themselves physically in that way. It's all about entertainment, entertaining the crowds, entertaining the school, performing at rallies, being a good citizen, a good representative of your school. We really have high expectations for how students behave on and off the floor.
There's expected to be some changes to the team this year, and the coaches are very excited for the upcoming season.
Yeah, so we're we have new coaches. I'm Jessica Martinez, and Sarah Williams will be head coach. I'm assistant coach. And so this year, we're just kind of revamping the whole dance team, kind of starting from scratch. So we're excited to have new talent, new people come out. We want everyone to try, and yeah.
Prior to auditions, dancers must scan the QR code of the posters posted around school to fill out a doc that allows them to come to tryouts.
We had a 15-person team, and half of them were seniors, so all of them are leaving next year. And then we have a few people that aren't returning next year too, so we just need a lot more people in every grade.
Since the dance team has a lot of open spots, anyone who is interested is more than welcome to show up to auditions.
I want to tell new students, don't be afraid to come to tryouts. We are truly looking for any and every kind of people, so don't put yourself in a bucket that you won't make it. We want to see everybody come, and we're excited to see you on May 9th and 10th.
Thanks, Carter. The online application is due May 7th, and the auditions will be held next Tuesday and Wednesday from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Students can find Ms. Williams in P35 for more information.
That's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on eyeofthetigernews.com. See you next time.